All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the true power with General Sarasun Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarasun Seti YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all know what it is, Black Power, Black Frequency. You feeling that frequency and energy, you should most definitely join, become a member. The link is right down in the video description, is in the chat. It says join, click that link. You get a video introduction rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarasun Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. And that's right, family. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarasun Seti DVD, lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor accessories for every room in the house, 25% off selected items at this time. Save and shop, shop and save. That's right, family. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, Seti University. We're talking about over 1,200 videos. It's more than that. More than that. A pure heat presented by General Seti. Plus, we got the supplemental, also monumental and instrumental research material from the Grand Masters. We're talking about documentaries. We're talking about lectures. And I give you an overview on that information, giving you 360 degrees of supreme African academic wisdom and knowledge that cannot be compared to by any other website on the planet. I want you over there today. Enroll, generalseti.com, Seti University. Everybody knows Seti popping on Patreon, dropping nuclear bombs on Patreon. You know, ain't number fire over there. Just run, and get them jewels and gems, academic jewels and gems over at Patreon. I just dropped Who's Riding the Goat? The origins of the perverted model of Freemasonry. We want to get into it now. It's going to be shocking. So when you get over there, no shock treatment. That's what Patreon is, shock treatment. So buckle in when you go over there. We also dropped the perverted origins of the Christmas tree. You ain't going to believe it, but I'm going to show you with nothing but receipts, and it's going to blow your mind. Get over there today and gain access to them too. Plus, you get, it's over 300 and some odd. It's probably more than that. Live stream. I done lost count. I just keep making them and shit. And all of them is classics. And so you can go down and just scroll down and you got access. So those are the two latest. And so check it out, family. All my family out there that donated to the General, I want to thank you. I appreciate you for appreciating me. Any of the family out there would like to donate to the General, the links is in the video description, is in the chat. Click that link, donate, and I thank you ahead of time. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell, get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends, and comment. Don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. All right, here we go, y'all. Why the Abydos Kings list destroys the flood of Noah and the Bible. And I keep bringing, I love this one because I just put body work on you. You understand, with all that crazy shit that you're talking. Let's get off into this now. And I'm about to run it down so smooth that you just can't believe it. Okay, let's go into this. And so I ain't even got my notes. That's all right. I don't even need them because I'm gonna go off the top. I'm gonna freestyle a classic today. You see, freestyling. Okay, so what we dealing with? What am I talking about? Now the Abydos Kings list is located in the temple of Abydos. Okay, I want you to go over there now. I want you to go to your internet. I want you to look it up, Abydos, and you can put in Kings list. Matter of fact, it probably will come up on Wikipedia and all of that. And so you can look at it, and you can always get more than one reference if you feel uncomfortable. Get 3, 4 at the minimum. Okay, get 3 at the minimum. 5 if you know the field, and make sure they premier academic sources. And I don't know what that means because I didn't went to the top of them and they asses be confused. Okay, so the Abydos Kings list, we talking about the temple was constructed during the time of King Seti, my spiritual ancestral forefather. You know, Menma'at Seti the first. Okay, who is the father of who many claim to be and assume to be the greatest pharaoh that ever lived, Ramesses II. And you see Ramesses right there as a young man. Look like he's a teenager. Or he could be, you know, he looked like a teenager. Okay, and his father, Seti the first, had brought him to the kings list of over 76 kings. Okay, starting with Narmer, ending with Seti himself. So between Narmer, now it was more than that, but these are the glorious kings. You see, these are the ones that are who deserve veneration and glory. So it was 76 kings. And so he brings his son to these kings and say, behold, study your forefathers of greatness, and you will be even greater. And that's what he did. You see, and that's what he did. And so understanding based on the Cro-Magnon Neanderthals chronology, I want you to understand that from Narmer to Seti, you're talking about Narmer, you're talking about 3200 BC. Some say 31, 32 BCE, before the Cro-Magnon, before the cracker. You see, and then up until Seti the first, which is around 1300 BC. So you talking about close to 2,000 years. And you talking about Seti and Ramesses, that's just the damn, that's the 19th dynasty. So it's still, you know, you talking about, it's still, as far as African rule, 1300, you talking about, it's at least you're talking about at least 700 more years of African rule. It's starting to wane, but yet and still, there still will be some highlights within that 700 years, you know, to show, you know, African greatness. And so 2,000 years, no other people on the planet, nowhere, have an original document from ancient times. Now, this document is from around 1300 BC. Okay, it's from around 1300 BC. Some say 1290, somewhere up in there, 1270, 1300 BC. Okay, this document, this temple. Okay, and so nobody has a record that go back 2,000 years straight from the ancient time, not something that been made up in contemporary today. No, we talking about, this is the actual kings list from the time of Seti. Now, they say Ramesses helped to finish that temple. Ramesu, you see, Mariamne II, because his grandfather, Seti's father, was Ramesses I. He was actually the first king of the 19th dynasty. Okay, so he's named after his grandfather. Now, so they say he finished that. Now, what's significant, we talking about 3200 to 1300 BC. And so when we come down, let me come down here. Okay, that's again. So it's a 2,000 years of continuous rule. Now, what we have to understand, you see, let me come out of that. Let me come here. Now, when we talk about the flood, we got to be clear one thing about the flood of Noah. And what we got to understand about Egypt in general, based on the Bible, that Egypt is post-diluvian. What do I mean by that? Egypt actually came after the flood. Okay, that's what we have to understand. That Egypt actually came after the flood. Okay, and so the date, I'm gonna give you the date. The date of the flood, according to the biblical scholars. So I don't want nobody to say I made it. This is the biblical scholars. Okay, the date of the flood is 2348 BC. Okay, 2348 BC. We got a problem. Okay, Houston, we got a problem. Okay, now, matter of fact, let me get this correct. Okay. Okay, 113. Okay, I understand. I see. Let me move this up. There you go. I'm gonna put it right there. Okay. So this is the problem. Because again, let me get this chronology right here. So you understand it. 8 people supposedly gets on the ark of Noah. Okay. Now God is upset with the world. God is upset with the world, and he ready to get rid of everybody. He say he's in remorse for even creating man. He's so in disgust of man. He ready to get rid of everybody. He's only gonna save one family, and that family is the family of Noah. Okay, and so he commands that Noah creates an ark. Okay, and the only people that were allowed to get on the ark was Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives, which is 8 people. So according to St. Peter, there were 8 people on Noah's ark. Okay, and we went over that. And it says down there, according to Genesis 7, chapter 7, verse 7, it says these 8 people were Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives. Now, what's very interesting, as you can see down there, you see Ham, you see Shem, you see Japheth. Okay, Japheth. And so now, understandably, according to the Bible, Ham is the father of Egypt. Ham is the father of Ethiopia, Cush. So understanding that they have not even been born yet. They are not born into after the flood. Okay, I want you to understand that. So according to the Bible, Egypt, Ethiopia, Canaan, which later became Israel, are post-Diluvian. Post-Diluvian means they're after the flood. Pre-Diluvian means they're before the flood. Okay, so according to the Bible, Egypt and Ethiopia is post-Diluvian. And so the date, and I can show you the date, based on a biblical chronology. Now, is the flood on this one? Wait a minute. I don't know why I ain't got that one in there. Here you go, right here. You see, now this is one of the Cro-Magnon Neanderthals chronologies. You see, so you see right there, the Great Flood at 2344. You see, now let me bring that up. 2344. Let me put that right there. Let me bring all this up. I got to get this together. Yeah, let me get this together. Okay, here we go. Now, what's so crazy about it? This is a biblical chronology. I don't want nobody to say I made it. I didn't make it. I took it right from a biblical website. Okay, and these is the date. They got Ham was born 2440, Shem born 2441, Japheth 2444. You see, and so you see the flood is at 2344. Okay, 2344. So you see the date of Cush. See, Cush 2342. Okay, so he's born after the flood. He's born because you're going down. You see, the greater the number, you're going up in BC. So as you 2342, it's saying that Cush was born 2 years after the flood. You see, and he was the oldest, and Egypt came after Cush. So he was post-Diluvian. Okay, all the children, Cush, Egypt, were born after the flood according to the Bible. But see, Houston, we got a problem. We got a problem because we just went over the chronology of the Abydos Kings list, and it's showing that at 3200 BC, they got kings on the throne. And that's not even the oldest, because you can go even further and deeper into Nubia. Wait a minute, do I got that in there? I got to have that in there. I got to have that in there. Hmm. Yeah, see, this is where the general got to come in here and get this together. Yes, a lot of my stuff, I done been adding stuff, and it didn't, it didn't got away. It didn't got away from me. But it's not a problem. I can get it right up. It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. I can get it right on in there. I can get it right on in there. Okay. So let me get it. Let me get it in here. Where's that chronology? Where's that chronology at? I'm gonna make it make sense. I'm gonna bring it all together. Don't worry. Oh, here, go right here. Here you go. Okay, so even when you talk about 3200, we can go even deeper. We can go even deeper. Because this is coming out of Kenny Mann's and it's other chronologies, but this one good enough. African kingdoms of the past, Egypt, Kush, Aksum, and you can go they got it 3100. They got it 3100 for Menes or Nama, but you can even go before that. You understand 3500 when you start dealing with Scorpion, and you going even more. You even going before Nama. And they believe that Scorpion was the father of Nama or Menes. So you see, but if you as you move up, you talking about 3800. You talking about possible founding in Nubia of earliest monarchy. So not only is Egypt blowing this 2348 BC of the flood and saying Egypt come after the flood, you see, how is that possible when you even got even more ancient date in Nubia of 3800, possible finding of 3800 earliest known monarchy. And then you got 3500 to 2800 A group in Lower Egypt. You understand? Lower Nubia, excuse me. Lower Nubia, which is in conjunction with 3500 formation of kingdoms of Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. So any motherfucker talking about Egypt, they not African. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You is so confused and warped in your thinking that you have, it ain't even necessary to even listen to a nigga like that no more. You understand what I'm saying? It's unnecessary to warp your mind to listen to weak niggas that would even fix their mouth to say some crazy shit like that. This is a white man. These ain't, when we start talking about the Oriental Institute, they the one that put that information out about the cemeteries of Custul, and these were graves. These was graves filled with evidence showing and when they looked at the graves and actually Abydos is where the earliest cemetery of Egypt is located. So when you start talking about the graves of Narma, Aha, the first dynasty, all the pharaohs and queens, ruling queens of the first dynasty is buried at Abydos, and I believe one king of the second dynasty is buried there. Okay, and one king of the second dynasty is buried there. So Abydos is the oldest cemetery in Egypt. Okay, And so it's in conjunction with the A group in Lower Egypt. And the graves that were found deep in Kustul, and it was a lot of graves. And based on what they saw in the grave, very similar to the graves in Abydos, that they were rich. These wasn't just no damn bodies and shit. They had many artifacts and vases and furniture, just like you see in Egypt. So they knew that they were looking at the beginning of, or the predecessor of, the dynasties in Egypt. Okay. So the 2348 not only is blown out the water with the Abydos Kings list, we take it even deeper and then we even dealing with, but let's stick to just evidence, as far as civilization, because they say, there's fossils there, but then you dealing a lot with they science dating it, and we understand that our people is a million years. We ain't waiting on no motherfucker white man science to prove it though. You see what I'm saying? We got ways of proving that. You see, and so you see here, based on evidence of artifacts that have been found, that our people been here long before some goddamn 2348 BC. So when you start talking about just using Egypt, okay, and I went over that, according to the Bible, there should be no Egypt before the flood. You're in trouble. You're in trouble right there. That throws the whole goddamn because you're saying that Egypt is the son of Ham. You're trying to shrink African history and create. We understand that Ham means black, but that's esoterical. Most people not going to understand that. They're going to see these as individuals. Okay, but you're saying that Egypt was born from Ham. That's not true. That's not true. If you don't understand the esoterical meaning of that, you're going to be lost. You see? So that right there blows that story out the water. Okay, it's necessary because they saying that, after the flood and this, and the thing is, which is crazy because they saying the flood was at 2348, and this chronology started at 3200 BC and ends at 1300 BC. There is no break in the fucking chronology. So if there was a flood at any given time that washed away the world, it would have had abruptly ended at that time. But you see, from 3200 BC to 1300 BC, a continuous rule of African kings, 2,000 years of a continuous rule with no break in the chronology. Okay, so there was no flood that washed away the world within that chronology. It's no way that, when you think about it, because number one, if you started after 2348 BC, do you know how many megalithic structures you got in Egypt? Okay, how long? When you look at the pyramid, you see, wait a minute, when you look at the pyramids, you can see that by far that wouldn't have been the amount of time necessary to develop that kind of goddamn knowledge. Because you're not really, you talking about, you would have damn near had to come off the boat with the knowledge. You understand? And even then, at 2348 BC, that's just not enough time. Okay? They would have had to come off the goddamn boat, building, soon as they got off the boat. Period. But we have to understand, it's only 8 people. So how much time do you think it would have took just to repopulate the fucking earth? And not only repopulate the earth, because that's repopulation is one thing. Developing the fucking knowledge is a whole nother. Because you talking about people would literally been nomadic. They wouldn't have been thinking about no civilization. They would have had just basic, tent, basic structures. They would have even had to come into that because, it's a whole lot of motherfuckers out here can go outside and they wouldn't know how to build no goddamn from scratch, just a tent from scratch without going to Walmart and shit like that to get one already made. Imagine a motherfucker, you got to have cloth. Yeah, you have to have a whole lot of shit to make that pop. Imagine somebody that ain't got no knowledge. And that motherfucker out there in the forest, and he got to come up with the knowledge all at once. Imagine that. So that coming off the goddamn boat, they wasn't thinking about no pyramids and no temples and no shit. They was in the earliest stages of development. You know what I'm saying? At 2348 BC, you mean to tell me they that late in the game? You niggas is crazy to even conceive some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So they probably would have spent at least, you're talking about from 8 people? God damn, 8 people. Man, you would have spent probably the next 50,000 years trying to repopulate the goddamn earth. Nigga, you talking about 8 people. Do you know how long it would take? Maybe 50,000. Just imagine how long 10,000. In 10,000 years ain't enough knowledge to build the pyramids. It's not coming from nigga you on with no shoes on your feet. And this, that, and the third to the pyramid. Man, get the fuck out of here. 10,000 years, nigga, you probably just starting to build small little houses and shit. If that. The fuck is you gonna be? You gonna come from? So you talking about coming from 8 people at 2348 BC? Man, that's an ignorant ass number, man, that you can't work with. You understand what I'm saying? And so the thing is this, on top of that, because you're looking at all these goddamn megalithic structures. Goddamn, they build you got the step pyramid of Zoser, 2670 BC. Sneferu, he got 2. He got the red pyramid, he got the bent pyramid. You see, he got the bent pyramid, he got Khufu with the largest pyramid, 2589. These is before the flood. So they built the goddamn pyramids before the flood. You in trouble. You're in trouble. You understand what I'm saying? And what's so crazy about this shit? Where is this at? Let me wrap this shit up, man. Watch this. Here we go. I think this might be it. Now, we talking about after the flood. Now, from you got Jacob, who is called Israel. This is at the time of Joseph. Okay. Now, when Jacob, according to the Bible, come into Egypt, it's around 1876. So you literally talking about almost 500 years after the flood, right? That they come into Egypt. And you know how many? After 500 years, I believe, 466 years, Jacob comes into Egypt. You know how many people that come into Egypt with? 77 goddamn people. You see how many people went into Egypt with Jacob? These are the names of the sons of Israel who came into Egypt with Jacob under the household, each with his household. Reuben, Simon, Levi and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun and Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. The total number of people born to Jacob was 70. So Jacob had 70 descendants, one of whom was already in Egypt. That's Joseph. So you talking about from 2344 BC, 1876 to 1876, 468 years. They was only able to muster 70 goddamn people after 500 fucking years. And so, how do you expect to build megalithic motherfucking structures, man, with that amount of people? And the question becomes, how was Egypt and the Hamitic nations able to gather nations and they all came off the fucking boat at the same time? Egypt, Ethiopia, Canaan, all of them is nations, and the so-called Hebrews, Israelites, is still wandering in the motherfucking desert with 70 people. And they all came off the goddamn boat at the same time. Somebody lying. What you did is you created comic book characters. But see, we understand the esoteric understanding of Ham. He's not a man, okay? He's not a man as what people believe. Okay, you created Ham to say that this was the father of Egypt, and you created the flood to wash away all that came before your entrance into the world. This is basically when they first started coming into the world. They ain't got shit. They ain't got nothing. And because they so embarrassed that our people, even the white man, that we've been on the planet already damn near 1 million years, there is no way that they could even compare to us. So they say, you know what? We are in control now. We are conquerors. We're going to do away with their history, even though now we can see anybody that went to Egypt. No, ain't no goddamn Egypt started at no goddamn 23. Them big ass got one damn pyramid, man. You would need, man, literally, you would need 1 million people, man. This motherfucker say 1,000. Man, listen here. You would need hundreds of thousands of people to put that pyramid together. There's no goddamn way 10,000 people ain't enough. You see what I'm saying? It ain't enough. You would be there forever. 10 goddamn, and you talking about 40 stories high? We just talking about one pyramid. 40 stories high with the average stone weighing like 5 tons. The largest stones weighing 100 tons. Man, you would need literally hundreds of thousands of people, man. If you trying to finish before the end of the goddamn century, you gonna need people and train people on top of it. How long do you think? And so how are you building these kind of structures and you only got 70 people? And how is the Egyptians and the Africans outpopulating you to the point where they got nations and you still wandering through the desert with 70 people? And y'all got off the boat at the same goddamn time. That don't make no motherfucking sense to me. So that's bullshit. There's no way you can explain existence by the biblical chronology. The Abydos Kings list destroys the Bible. Destroy it. Ain't no goddamn way. Because once you get your eyes and you look at that chronology and you think and you get your eyes on all the megalithic structures in Egypt, ain't no motherfucking way you could start at that date and repopulate the planet enough, not just with people, but with the fucking knowledge to build all of that you see in Egypt and in Nubia. That's totally fucking possible. And anybody that would attempt to make you believe that shit in the Bible is correct need to be tied up and goddamn bull whipped. You understand what I'm saying? For trying to make people believe a piece of shit ass garbage like that. That book is garbage when it comes to anything dealing with proper chronology. You can take that shit to the, now it's some esoterical understanding in there, but you got to understand that. But as far as chronology, you could take that shit right there in the Bible to the nearest incinerator and drop that shit in there and set it on fire. It would do you so well, and it would do your descendants so well. And any person who got a feeble mind that wouldn't know no better to fall into a trap like that, do them a favor and get rid of that shit. This is General Sarah Seti. We got more, family. Don't you go nowhere. This is General Sarah Seti saying, hey, here's some of them links. I want you to support the general. Here's some of them links. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.